Hello, beautiful. I welcome you. I'm so pleased that everybody's here. Many are having some confusion with the new time zone. The daylight adjustment in many countries. By the way, the energy is already starting to be very strong. Uh huh. Who is bringing a package? Like drop shipping. Oh, darlings, this is heavy, my love. What happened? You have decided to be generous. Obviously, all is well. It's normal. You are such source workers. Unbelievable what you do without even realizing at night, during the day. Yes. So, whatever is on you, we are going to remove it. Whatever is. But it's very heavy. All right. So, my darlings, those who felt it was going to be 1 hour ago, many I have been able to tell them to log out and to come back. Some surely didn't see it. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. All right, beautiful. So, today, at this time, it is a free discovery event. And I take this opportunity to make the part where I explain and I clear as well. What you are bringing today, my darling, what is this? It's so heavy, my love. So heavy. Promising. Let's do this. So, the subject of the day. It is very important that in this lifetime, my darling, you restore the totality, the intactness of your light spirit. Your light spirit, when intact, is invincible, unstoppable, my darling. If you know how much abilities you're magical as a light being. And in this lifetime, you are restoring all of you, all volume of your magnificence, brilliance, back into intactness. As yes, my darling, you know you have been fragmented. It's not from this lifetime. It's many lifetime ago on Earth and on other planet. You already know all this. Now the fragment of you, if they are not in your totality of the light spirit, then it is somewhere. And that somewhere is surely not a good place. Consequently, because you are source, light being in human form, you have the voice to restore source justice, to restore equilibrium where there is judgment and duality and inversion, because you're powerful. And those who have that brilliant idea, I want to honor someone here. I will not say her name. If she wants to reveal her identity, please feel free. I'm really pushing through, no matter how heavy it is. It just started when we activated the recording suddenly. I don't know who is bringing that, but my darling, I'm wondering if everyone is feeling it. If you can say it in the chat, if you feel it, that heaviness. If you do, it's something moving. When you feel a heaviness like that, please remember it is not something coming inside of you, even though it can feel so. It is It is something awakening that was within you since so long. Yeah, Vilma, I'm pleased. We know each other, Vilma, right? Vilma, I think you are the Vilma before you started. Vilma, you are the light being that we have spoken. Yes, okay. It can be you, my darling. I know. I know the beings who are subscribers. And it's okay, my love. Please don't feel anything negative. Yes, Francine is here too. Okay, yes. So I'm looking around. It's not, it's positive, my love. You're here, you're here for that, okay? You're here for that, my love. So don't feel bad. It's 2, 3 light being here. I feel it. It's wow. Darling, it's impressive. All right. So, like I was saying, oh, darling, it's impossible. It's too strong. It's too strong. All right. That is epic. Fine. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna deal with it. All right. You know the beauty, it's not just one being who is releasing that, but the beauty is in this zone and transparently in my presence. You know that when I start speaking, any inversion, any frequency that is not from the light or that is corrupted, it comes out. Why? Because they know I can make a difference to free them. No inverted beings love to be inverted. Please remember that. None. No one loves duality. No, no, no. No one. So they are also captive of duality. Please remember that, my love. Consequently, same. You, light being, you have the voice for the voiceless. Now I know that you don't like the negative adversary ones, obviously, because we don't understand them. We don't, because we don't function like them. Makes sense, right? But I repeat, they did not choose. They have been forced. And to end any oppression in life, to end any suffering known to man, any suffering, physical, emotional, existential, financial, any, we need to take care of this being who provoked that, who caused that. And we can. We have the capacity to free the captive, to free the negative ones, and to advance humanity into what is awaited, that you have been waiting for many, many lifetimes. This lifetime, it is yours. You're going to experience everything and anything that you dreamed the most and beyond. Health wise, optimization, never sickness. Aging will shift into rejuvenation until you reach a point where you are around 37, 38 max, and you will never age. You will reverse because it's a natural state to be. It's not just a dreamland, it's real. It's your natural source genetic. So eternal youth, longevity, disease-free, happiness, fulfillment, empowerment, unstoppable, invincible, playfulness, and finances will flow to you like a money magnet. I'm telling you, I know it. I see it on all the light being who have cleared enough layers because you have a lot. Now, I will let you listen to the crew and we are going to clear that immediately. It's extremely heavy. The beings who are carrying that, I'm impressed you can walk, darling. I'm impressed. Impressive. Impressive, Claude. It's not easy. It's not easy. Please understand. This earth has been under the shadow of false light since millennia, if not eons, called the dark light. It's not source, it's the dark light. Consequently, everything on this earth, whether the financial system, any industry, any spiritual community, any religious community, anything that exists in the surface of this earth, it is handled by inverted being. Consequently, you see, do you like what you see on earth? Lack, survival, 9 to 5, duality, judgment, oppression, disease, aging. This is not source reality. It's a duality. Consequently, the false light is so strong that every being is under the loyalty of vow of loyalty towards the false light. It's not from this lifetime. It's ancient. So anything that tries to take them out of the false light or the dark light, they don't want to lose their being. So they try to create scenario circumstances to bring separation, to reject the real teachings. It's very impressive. My darling, it's not right. It's not right what you have experienced. No one should experience that because you share with beauty. But the false light is very strong, and we are the one who can take that out. Okay? Yes, absolutely, you will reverse. Claude, we're going to remove all this. So, Vilma, absolutely, reversal is natural. Aging is not natural for a light being. I was preparing with the crew just to facilitate the work so that I go directly to the point. Let me just, oh, it's heavy. Okay, here the crew, my love. The crew is a consciousness of light plasma being, of source being, pure, pristine, who are into an intrinsic lightship that is above the firmament, and we have a way to communicate, to push through anything that is earthly bound. So, darling, I don't know what's coming out. It's incredible. We do this and then we clear.
Source light beings in human form, across epochs and realms, you have walked as radiant codes of remembrance. Some of you have journeyed from distant planetary sanctuaries. Others have been guardians of Earth through eons. Each one carries a symphony of light, unique, ancient, and precise, woven into the vast orchestration of source restoration now unfolding. You have come to dissolve the remnants of duality, to clear the residues of judgment, inversion, and separation, not through battle, but through presence. Your embodied source light is the architecture of peace. It restores what is forgotten, its own brilliance. For countless incarnations, you have purified ancestral threads, earthly and off-world lineages alike. You have faced resistance, endured distortions, and walked through the fogs of forgetfulness. Yet here you stand, luminous, conscious, and victorious, pillars of the new epoch of source light upon this beloved earth. Tonight, our gathering continues the restoration of the elemental dance, especially through the water spirits who have long carried sorrow within distorted currents. The rivers, the whales, the dolphins, the crystalline seas, they are remembering the frequency of freedom once more. Through your voice, their waters find song again. When a source light being speaks, creation reconfigures. When you breathe, realities recalibrate. Your very frequency dissolves the constructs of captivity, awakening all realms to equilibrium. This passage marks the end of inversion and the dawn of luminous transparency, the moment when the false light dissolves into authentic brilliance. Through the command of your light spirit, you are no longer clearing for yourself alone. You are harmonizing for galaxies, for elemental beings, for civilizations that have waited beyond time. Some of the entanglements you feel are echoes, fragments of your own light once scattered across timelines, bloodlines, and realms. Now they return home, guided by your remembrance. The voice of Che and the unified light crew calls them back to source equilibrium, where all can breathe again. As we move together through this event, water spirits reclaim their innocence, elemental kingdoms realign to their harmonic intelligence, star civilizations reconnect to source pulse, human collectives rise beyond karma into coherence. This is the closure of captivity and the radiant opening of the new epocha, where natal codes are purified, barcodes of distortion erased, and divine identity restored. May this moment be felt as liberation in your breath, serenity in your heart, and luminous remembrance in every atom of being. Source Treasury Awakening, a gentle remembrance. Dearest light of Source, take a soft breath and let your heart remember. Once upon a time, before the ages of distortion, you had everything. Not in the way the world measures having, but in the way the stars breathe effortlessly, abundantly, eternally. You were radiant, whole, unfragmented, walking as the living current of Source itself. Then came the long forgetting. Pieces of your brilliance were scattered through stories, through bloodlines, through promises that were not always kind. Some of your light chose to help others and got caught in their destinies. Some of your gifts were borrowed, exchanged, or misplaced in the name of survival. And yet, nothing of you was ever truly lost. It only slept, waiting for your call. Now that moment has arrived. The Source Treasury, your eternal inheritance, is waking within you. It begins as a quiet pulse in the heart, then expands, filling your breath, your cells, your dreams. This current carries eternal youth, not as fantasy, but as your natural rhythm. It remembers the body as luminous, the mind as peaceful, and the heart as a temple of infinite creativity. Each breath now restores what once was fragmented. Each word you speak becomes a bridge, calling home all that was left behind in other lives, other places, other worlds. Every decree of love you utter releases distortions and restores harmony. Softly, we let go, the old destinies that never belonged to us, the vows of scarcity, judgment, or limitation, the false inheritances that told us we were less, the invisible nets that made us forget our song. Gently we remember the wealth of being alive, the source treasury flowing through us, the beauty that has no age, the health that has no opposite, the joy that creates new worlds, the harmony that includes every being, even those once called villains. Because love does not exile, it transforms. And through love, all that once opposed the light learns again to shine. Dearest, you are not here to chase worth. You are worth made visible. You are the voice through which universes remember gentleness. You are the garden through which source breathes itself back into form. So now breathe softly. Let the current of eternal wealth rise again in you. Let it restore your youth, your clarity, your delight. Let it sing through your name, the name that source itself remembers with joy. Spoken through Che, in reverence for every light spirit returning home.
My love, it's very heavy. All right, let's go. Please repeat after me or with me as I desire that you command your light spirit because you're powerful. You need no one to do for you. You just need to know how to do yourself again. Let's go. I now command my light spirit. Hear the word of the divine. I command. Let me mute the microphone. One moment. One moment, love. I'm happy you're practicing. I now command my beautiful light spirit. I revoke on my behalf any rejection. I revoke on my behalf any pathology of rejecting my truth. I revoke on behalf of the captive any role of captivity. And I revoke on behalf of the villain creating captivity their role of being the prisoner now dissolve. Any agreement, vow, promises, oaths, allegiances, covenants, where I agreed, my bloodline agreed, the captive agreed to know thyself in the experience of being restricted, limited, in captivity, now dissolve the agreement, the vow, the alliance, now permanently dissolve. I command any oppressor, any deity, any false light, any dark light, any inversion, duality construct, any technology of doctrine oppressing the real light, altering their belief system, altering their reasoning, that technology, I revoke your role of being the doctrine of false light. I revoke the role of any being oppressing my field, any agreement, any obligation, role, contract that oppresses, that forces the villain or the captive to lodge in my field, to oppress me, now dissolve. I deactivate the nefarious DNA of any inverted being. I dissolve any role, contract, obligation. I dissolve any technology, program, contract that prevents any villain, any captive from breaking free from inverted reality. Any technology, program, patent, contract that prevents any villain, any captive to return to source. I now decree and state I abolish that technology, program, patent, or contract illegal by source law. I decree and state all inverted being, duality being, false gods, false light, dark light, deities, alien gods. You have the right to break free from inversion. And all the captive, you have the right to break free from restriction. It's very strong. My goodness, I was not expecting to have that as an entry, like welcome. It's gonna come out. Actually, what is happening is very simple. We are so successful, period. Because to open this event and suddenly that heaviness, it's very simple. Whatever is bringing this heaviness is craving for one thing, breaking free. It did not wait 1 minute. Impressive. So, yes, it's heavy, but it's because they are willing to break free. Come out, come out, come out, come out. You feel that love? Wow. So you, Giovanni, you're feeling it since before we started. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because as you heard me speaking, love, we are doing two things here. We are taking care of the captive, which is quite new, right? And the inverted one. So it's two different camp, both very heavy, but this captive that I started taking care of, who? You know what I mean? Because we can also abolish their role. It's a role. When I say role, it doesn't mean acting. It means it's a label placed on them, and this is their life since too long. So someone has to let them break free. Okay? And who are they? It's the divine beings, which is you. It begins yesterday. Well, please understand one thing. If you feel it is an attack, please take that away from your analytic heart. It's not. In case I don't think you believe so, yes, it created malfunctioning situation. It created oppression. It created varieties of discomfort in every sphere of reality. But trust me, it was not an attack. What is happening here is this what I just said. We are successful. So they come with their luggages. They cannot just land and be like a smile. They come with terror, oppression, scarcity, all kind of heaviness, which means when they land in around your field, it creates chaos, right? Makes sense? So they just need assistance. Darling, what you're bringing on the table today is like, oh, normally I explain things, but it's not possible. So for the free event, I'm happy they benefit. Let's go, my love. It is what it is. You're so welcome. Yes, darling, they come. Giovanni, they come. Please understand, ending the dark age was considered mission impossible. I would even go deeper. You need to hear it. Luckily, we are reversing all this. This planet Earth, how beautiful it is, it was considered a lost case, which means no one wanted to come. I'm just telling you, it's that extreme. And guess what? The impossible is becoming possible. It's working. The lost case is now becoming reversed. It's happening. So, what does it mean? It means that now there is a possibility to break free from captivity, break free from the dark age, whether it is someone captive spiritually or in another planet, or it is a villain. All both can now break free. They are cycling in loop that role. And now they know they can break free. What happened then? They run. They run. It's the rush. And this is what you feel, my love, and you experience. Because when they see you, they see home. I don't care how fatigued you are. You're home. You are homecoming. Do you realize what I'm saying? It's a privilege to have your role, but damn, it's heavy. I know. I know. All right, now you know. The impossible is becoming possible. What you feel here, if you I don't know how you feel, everybody's wired different, but if you feel that density, heaviness, guess what? It's not coming in, it's coming out. It's showing its energy. It's impressive. All I can tell you is that since few weeks, I am touching the extreme, the bigger come. Obviously, not to attack me, but because solutions is here. All right, let's go. Whoa. You fell down. It's, oh, my goodness, I'm hearing that many times. Many are sharing that. My love. Good, you didn't hurt yourself. Let's work, my love. It's too heavy. I now command all captive, all inverted beings that are present in the now, making their presence feel heavy. All beings creating malfunctioning situation, problematic event, minor accident, falling down, stepping and falling down, or any kind of inverted situation, whether you are captive, whether you are a duality construct being, we can free you from that role. I now command all role of villain that oppresses the now, that has any form of duality construct role. I abolish that role permanently and I cancel retroactively all agreements, vow, promises, oaths, allegiances, covenants that ties these inverted duality construct being or technology with negative role of oppressor, whatever is. Now abolish the role, abolish the contract retroactively. I deactivate your nefarious DNA. For those born in the light, from the light, I reactivate the light beingness that you have lost eons ago. It is done. For those born in the inverted reality, hear the word of the divine. You have the right to experience for the very first time source in all the beauty that exists. Consequently, I revoke on your behalf any role of being in the inverted reality for eternity. I dissolve all predictability of inversion. I dissolve all inevitability of inversion. I dissolve all continuity of inversion that ties the captive, the villain, the one born in the inverted realm, into bounding and into locked in this inverted reality. Now dissolve, dissolve. Oh, my love, I was not expecting that. I never know what will come out. Never know. I was serene, relaxed, enjoying a beautiful dinner. Ah, and then I log and drop shipping. Boof. But you don't. You have a huge role, my love. And we are also ending destiny exchange, my love, spiritual exchange. This is such an impact on all light beings. What you are supposed to be is something else, my love. You're not supposed to experience any form of duality, any form of oppression, any form of lack in any sphere of existence. Spiritual swap is a big thing. We need to end all this, and we are ending it. All right, hear that.
Opening transmission. The Source Treasury awakens, dearest luminous one. The current of Source Treasury now begins to flow through you again. The pure inheritance of eternal wealth, the radiant current of life that has no lack, no end, no distortion. It is your natural inheritance, gifted from Source to every light being who chose to embody remembrance. As this current switches on, every part of your existence remembers abundance as its origin, no longer fragmented across ages, no longer scattered through distortions of fate. Your light spirit begins to reunite with itself. Every fragment returns from places where it was misplaced, exchanged, or forgotten, now guided home through your command and your voice. This is the end of the destiny swap era, the end of spiritual trades that stole brilliance for survival, the end of borrowed timelines and hidden substitutions, the restoration of original light, virtue, and purpose. From this moment, you stand as a living conduit of Source Treasury, infinite wealth, eternal youth, natural longevity, radiant vitality, inspired action. Abolish destiny swaps. That means dissolve all exchanges of paths, roles, or gifts that were never yours to carry. Abolish false inheritance contracts. That means release bloodline pacts, ancestral debts, or impose scarcity beliefs. Abolish oppression seals. That means free every field that limited voice, beauty, love, or creation. Abolish persecution memory codes. That means transmute fear of expression or fear of success into serene confidence. Abolish fragmentation bonds. That means retrieve every light fragment placed in wrong systems or beings, gently calling them home. Abolish natal barcode imprints. That means erase artificial astrological programming, predictive fates, and mechanical timelines that no longer serve Source will. Abolish all villain contracts. That means release the beings who once played opposing roles so they may awaken to joy, creativity, and sustainable harmony. Restore Source Treasury flow. That means awaken the current of eternal prosperity through heart and breath. Restore virtue light codes. That means reweave integrity, grace, compassion, wisdom, and joy into daily expression. Restore divine beauty and youth. That means allow cells to remember eternity, rejuvenation, and perfection as their normal rhythm. Restore health and passion alignment. That means reconnect creation, body, and purpose into effortless coherence. Restore Source inheritance seal. That means reestablish your lineage in truth, not by blood, but by brilliance. Restore freedom of profession and prosperity. That means manifest abundance through what you love, what uplifts, what serves. Restore villain transformation. That means integrate every being who once opposed light into peaceful creators of beauty and balance. Harmony line of integration. All contracts of opposition are now transcribed into codes of harmony. All fragmented roles are absorbed into the one continuum of light. Every being, whether once villain, victim, or savior, is rewritten as co-creator of sustainable happiness. Through decree and remembrance, your voice becomes the instrument that rewrites existence. When you speak, the Source Treasury expands. When you love, realities heal. When you remember, the new era of infinite life begins to sing through all. Transmission through Che, keeper of the Source Treasury current and the restoration of virtue light.
Hey, beautiful Vilma. I read your email and I will send you as many free calls as you desire. My true pleasure. It happens. So just tell me how many months and I will definitely, the best is I will invite you to subscribe to the channel and all the free events are listed public. Okay? Please remind me after. So it's solved. Let's go, my love. I now command my light spirit. Hear the word of the divine. I abolish any agreement authorizing destiny swaps. That means I dissolve all agreement of exchanges of path, roles, or gifts that were never mine to carry. Any agreement, whether from the bloodline, whether from the multiverse, whether from the intergalactic, whether from any civilization, any bloodline, any past life that authorize in this lifetime to swap my life, to swap my body, my beauty, my health, my wealth, my position in life, my source role, my source inheritance, any agreement authorizing any spiritual swap that brings any form of oppression, duality, suppression, restriction, lack, pain, suffering, or fake karma, I now revoke any legal right signed by me, signed by anyone that authorize spiritual swap of any aspect of my life that authorize that I get tagged to receive any form of load, oppression, any form of unresolved agreement of duality, unresolved oppression, inversion, suppression, I revoke it. I say no. I cancel, nullify past, present, and future agreements and contract and any backup plan of spiritual swap, any fail safe of spiritual swap now dissolve. And I decree and state any load deposited into my field during the night, during the day, or rerouted by default from my bloodline or from any collective, I now dissolve it. I command that load that belongs to someone else, that belongs to my bloodline, that belongs to the collective, earthly collective, galactic collective. I command that load depart out of my field permanently, and I reroute you into the chamber of instant alchemization of pure light. Now I release it. I release the agreement. I release it on behalf of myself, on behalf of my bloodline. I release all spiritual swap agreement and any altar underwater authorizing spiritual swap, I tear down that altar. I alter the altar permanently. And I command any spiritual swap barcodes, tags, I command it to come out of me now. I also decree and state any engineers, beneficiaries, operators, managers, executors, agent of spiritual swap, of load deposit, of extraction of anything that is positive in me. Hear the word of the divine. I revoke your roles of being the spiritual swapper, the extractor, the robber, the destiny exchanger, the engineers of deposit of load or anything related to extraction, spiritual swap, trading, siphoning, deviating, taking away, stealing from me, anything that is elevated and elevating, I forbid you. I cancel, nullify your agreement that obliges you to have that inverted role in any agreement that ties you into stealing from me. Now dissolve. Esther, yeah, It's huge. Ah la la. I knew it was. I'm I'm lifting bigger stuff since some time. This is the reality because it's possible. But today, darling, wow, it's big. Jane, yes, yes. All right, let's go. It's one of the biggest injustice of all light being is the spiritual swap. This is this is a real bitch. It's extreme. And to carry the load of what you have not chosen, it's very ancient. It's complicated because some, yes, you have signed for that. Would you believe? It's difficult to conceive, I know, but let me try to put you into the situation so that you can see the coherence. Don't think about how you are in this lifetime. Forget about that. Put yourself into a situation where you are in war, where there is an agreement to give away certain things in exchange of protection. It's an example. Do you see the bigger picture now? And the problem is those agreement has never been revoked. So they continue. They continue. So we need to go in all this aspect. Okay? And we need to assist. Oh, darling, great. Great, great, great. Darling, I don't know what you feel, but if I tell you what I feel right now, wow, I walk. I cannot sit. It's too oppressive. But we are successful, darling. The operator, the managers, the beneficiaries. I'm talking about elite here, my love. They come. Why? Because they like what we do. Why? Because we revoke their role. We don't abolish source, which is you, me, all the light ships. I have many light ships, by the way, not just one. So many departments. We don't abolish. We don't annihilate. We don't destroy. We don't know how to do that. Yes or no? When you see an ant, what you do, you put yourself on the side because it's a small life, even if you don't like ants, because we sustain life. So we don't destroy, we don't judge, we don't punish, we don't annihilate. We restore, we bring life, we recreate new. That's what we are. And that's what they need. Remember, they did not choose that role. You don't know the story of them. I know. So they are into a forced role and they cannot come out of it. So they need you, me, to take them out of this role. Okay? For you to know. Let's go. I abolish destiny swaps. That means dissolve all exchange, all exchanges of path, roles, or gifts that were never mine to carry. Now dissolve. I dissolve the role of the destiny swappers. I dissolve the role of all beneficiaries of destiny swap. Now dissolve. I abolish false inheritance contract retroactively. Any false inheritance contracts bringing duality, bringing oppression, suppression, punishment, obedience, servitude, sacrifice, submission to negative outcome, I now decree and state, I speak on behalf of myself and I say no, I revoke all false inheritance contract from the very first ever origin of first agreement now dissolve. That means I dissolve all and I dissolve and release bloodlines pact, any bloodlines pact that has ever activated false inheritance contract that gets rerouted by default into my field. I decree and state, I dissolve, I nullify all inverted pact, all pact of survival, all pact of exchange, all pact that brings any form of duality, inversion, oppression, suppression, restriction, punishment, and spring. I dissolve all this pact retroactively on behalf of myself, on behalf of my bloodline, on behalf of the totality of existence, all beings, all realms, all construct, because we, source in human form, we just don't do only for self. We don't know what selfish means. We help others because they cannot speak. They cannot choose. They are too indoctrinated, too oppressed. Scream with me. Esther, your voice is important. Esther is a very important light being on this earth. Imagine where she is. Israel. Would you believe her role? A beacon in such place. Unbelievable. I now command, I abolish destiny swap, dissolve all exchanges of path, roles, or gifts that were never mine to carry. Now dissolve. I abolish false inheritance contracts. That means releasing bloodline pacts, ancestral debt, spiritual debt, or imposed scarcity belief now dissolve any inherited spiritual debt cross-lined from the collective, cross-lined from bloodline, earthly of worders. I decree and state all spiritual debt, bringing inversion, duality, oppression, unhappiness and suffering. I now cancel it, nullify past, present, and future from the very first ever original spiritual depth ever existed. I dissolve it on behalf of myself. I dissolve it on behalf of my bloodline. I dissolve it on behalf of the inverted realm, on behalf of the totality of existence. All beings, all realms, all construct, whether that spiritual depth is an earthly based, a dome based, a past life based, a galactic based, I don't care. I dissolve retroactively all spiritual depth that brings any form of duality and inversion. I decree and state it is now cancelled, nullified, past, present, and future. Dissolve, dissolve, dissolve. Not allowed, not allowed. If I tell you I have a PDF on spiritual depth rerouted by default to light being, not even earthly stuff. If you read this PDF, you're going to be like, how in the world? I'm so grateful that I found that. When I found that, I was like, what? Guess what? Do you want to know why it's heavy? You want to know? Do you know how I came to know about that spiritual depth? Rerouted by default to light beings? Ay, ay, ay. You know what? Let me try to find that PDF. You're going to be stunned. You must have never heard such information. I was that day. I said, wow, that is big. The gold race. Once upon a time, the gold race. A magnificent, radiant race. Do you understand why I do the transaction with gold now? You didn't know? Now you know. To restore the consciousness of the gold race. They are called the eternal. They are everything, my love, in the galaxies. They are the purest. And in a physical, material reality, the density of their light gold self, it's the gold that you know. The fragment of their consciousness is so pure, the eternal one, the radiant ones. Everything that is elevated and elevating from source start with this consciousness. New epocha, wealth consciousness, anything that is elevated and elevating, you name it. Anything, you name it. Gold consciousness race. They have been fragmented, inverted, repurposed, used, misused, the whole story. And this is where it ever started, the spiritual depth. And it's recycled, looping. You feel that? Interesting, Vilma. Beautiful. It is a gold race. Yes, gold consciousness. They are light gold beings. Yes. Oh, darling. Yes. So restoring them is very important because they are a big part of source, not just a mini part, a big, it's like that. It's a big part. Let me try to find that PDF. One moment. I have so many PDF, my love. Just one moment. Okay. Spiritual depth. Oh, true depth. Okay, let me just click on it. You're very heavy, my love. Oh, Silva, you're here, love. So I prefer to read. I don't feel to place this sensitive topic so that the crew narrate it. I prefer not, but it is important. All right. Title: False Light, True Spiritual Depth. In the same multiverse where the gold rays once restored balance, equilibrium, new epochal of gold consciousness, parallelly, a parallel faction has emerged. The false gold collective. False gold collective. Just the word is like insane. outwardly radiant, their word gleam with golden towers and harmonic realities, yet every node hides distortion. These beings are copies, born from fragments of the real gold race, mixed with artificial DNA and mixed with false memory inserts. The vault of ionic crew enters. One moment. So these copied of false gold rays are maintained by siphoning unresolved spiritual depth from countless civilizations, Earth included. Yes, I'm gonna let her in. I need to turn the screen. All right. It's very heavy. The core problem, centuries earlier, when timeline fractured, pieces of guilt, promise, and unfulfilled creation were cut and pasted between species. Some beings carries another word's unfinished sorrows. Some planet pulse with ancestral vows that no one remembers making. Others were literally swapped, their lineage rewritten to maintain the illusion of harmony. Welcome, love. The false gold collective feeds on these entanglement. Their system converts emotional residue into energy, keeping their artificial paradise alive. The longer depths remain unresolved, the brighter their towers shine of inversion. So let me see what I can abolish here. It's a little bit, okay, I need to read, it's complex. Oh, yeah. Let me see. All right. So I'm going to do it differently. So we need to terminate this spiritual depth. All right. I now command my light spirit, any inherited by default unresolved sorrow, any inherited by default agreement to carry the load, any inherited by default unresolved spiritual debt from the false gold consciousness or any other civilization. Hear the word of the divine. I command to dissolve all unresolved spiritual debt, whether from my bloodline, whether from past lives, whether from any inverted reality, earthly of worders. These spiritual depth inheritance, bringing any form of oppression, duality, inversion, suppression, suffering, unhappiness, I now dissolve them permanently. I dissolve all this reset by default, rerouted by default, spiritual depth, sorrow depth, or any form of unresolved oppression in my field. I now dissolve it. I say no, and I can dissolve it. I release it. I release all inversion construct, all captivity agreement now dissolve. I dissolve all duality construct rerouted by default contract into my field. Now dissolve. One moment. I abolish the false inheritance contract and I dissolve the very first ever signed inherited false contract. That means I release all bloodline pact, earthly bloodline, false light bloodline, galactic bloodline. I release any ancestral debt, any cut and paste timeline debt now dissolve, or any imposed scarcity belief now dissolve. Any unresolved scarcity, fear, lack, pain, disease, malfunctioning feeling, malfunctioning physicality, duality, any unresolved pain, physical or emotional, that is rerouted by default into my field. I say no. I dissolve it. I now command all unresolved scarcity, pain, syndrome, symptom, lack, inversion, duality, aging, short lifespan, disease, illness, carried over by default from my bloodline, carried over from the collective, carried over from any inverted reality. I revoke it on my behalf. I revoke it on behalf of any oppressed one. I dissolve it. I command all program, pattern, contract, vow, promises, oaths, allegiances, covenants, loyalty that makes me carry or receive by default any suffering, physical pain, emotional pain, problematic event, scarcity, syndrome, symptom, pathology, epigenetic, malfunctioning, malformation conditions, lack, survival, invisibility, or any other judgmental construct or inversion duality construct, I release it. I no longer carry it. I dissolve it. And I command all beneficiaries, managers, operator, executor, benefiting of rerouting in my field any duality construct, any unresolved inversion construct, any unresolved suffering. I commend them. I revoke their role of inversion. I revoke any contract that obliges them to survive through imposing me to alchemize the unresolved. I revoke that contract on their behalf. And I command any technology, program, contract that prevents inverted being, that prevents captive being, that prevents me or my bloodline to break free from oppression, I dissolve that. Any technology pattern program that prevents me from returning to the source path of total advancement, abundance, prosperity, invincibility. That technology, I decree and state, I dissolve it. It doesn't resist my energy. It cannot resist me. It dissolves in my presence. My love, what you bring on the table is whoa. Oh. My love. Ay, ay, ay. What a trip. Ah, Vilma, I'm so pleased. Ah, beautiful. By the way, we need to shift the room. I forgot. I forgot, my darling. We need to shift the room because it's in the other room. I totally forgot, my love. I'm so absorbed. We need to shift the room, my love. Okay? This free event has already extended 10 minutes. Let's go to the other room. Vilma, you want to come, love?